Hi, and welcome everyone here on 2K Sports. Can't wait to get some NBA action going. I'm Kevin Harlan with Greg Anthony and Richard Jefferson. And in just a moment, we'll hear from our sideline reporter, Allie Laporte. And a look now at the Celtics' upcoming schedule. On Tuesday, they'll be facing LaMelo Ball and the Charlotte Hornets. Then on Thursday, they'll take on Karl Anthony Towns and the New York Knicks.
And for their matchup with Orlando, that's one to mark on the schedule. It's their 5th game of the year, and we should start to see their lineups get sorted out.
Now let's take a look at the starters for New Orleans. Jones and Williamson in at the forward positions. Dejounte Murray is out there with Trey Murphy. And it's Jordan in at the 5 spot. And for the Celtics, down on the block, it's Tatum with Tatum. The guard pair, it's White and Brown. And it's Hauser in at the 3. We got minutes, we have rotations. These elements, Greg, are very much in the works at this time of the season.
And I tell you, a hot streak from a role player might earn them a starting spot. And further success can really shake things up. Giving everyone a fair chance is key.
Murray, no good.
Those are chances almost always you can rely on him to get you 2 points, but to be just enough to keep him out of rhythm.
Tatum just has too much bounce right there. Better be careful. You're trying to stop that.
And now let's swing it over to Allie Laporte on the sideline.
I was able to talk to Joe Mazzulla for a minute. In terms of his team's scouting report, Zion Williamson is at the top of it. He raved about Zion's blend of skill and strength, telling me, I don't think there's a stronger guy in our league. Plus, he can move on the deck and finish at an elite level. Zion is like a freight train coming right down the lane. Kevin, back to you.
Thank you once again, Allie. And it's the Pelicans' ball. 4-point game. And it's Murray penetrating. And it's Murray with the jam.
That is Murray's game. He doesn't settle. He is always in attack mode.
The Celtics have been a title contender for years now. So, RJ, what do you attribute that to?
Well, their talent level has been off the charts. But something else you can point to is their defense. The Celtics have been an elite defensive team for over a decade.
Now Jones, after Jason Tatum missed on that last three-pointer. Some nice passing here by New Orleans. Pass to Murray. And here is Williamson. 5 to shoot. And Tatum pulls it down. For Boston, they've gone 2 for 4 from the field so far today. From about 19 feet and off the left side of the rim, and it swirls in for him.
Over the years, Tatum has limited the amount of mid-range jumpers that he takes, but it is still a natural part of his game.
Jones, no one around him. Off target with his 3.
Even though it didn't go down, he'll take that shot every time.
White, good.
This is as good as it gets for a first quarter in terms of shooting the basketball.
Here's Williamson. Down low. Jordan dishes to Jones. Murray for 3. The rebound by Tatum. Celtics leading by 6. White the pass to Tatum. Brown deciding where to go with it. Puts it up from 7. Again, the Celtics good for 2.
And creating a little separation here, gaining some confidence.
Yeah, they've locked in during this stretch. If they keep it up, their lead will only continue to grow.
And Jones slams it home.
Strong move to the 10, trying to get his guys going.
Hard not to get motivated, GA, right when your teammate makes that kind of play.
And that could be the spark they needed to make a little run as they try to even this thing out.
Here's Hauser. Off target from 3-point range. Pelicans trail by 6.
2 minutes remaining in the first. 2 minutes.
Jordan at the elbow. Pass to Murray. Over White. And it's Murray that time on the assist by Jordan. Murray's got his second bucket.
Confident from this area, Murray uses that mid-range quite a bit. Rare for someone his age.
And so the timeout by Joe Mazzulla here. He made the decision to huddle up with his guys and talk about strategy. Both teams changing it up here. Let's take this chance to see which of last season's teams had the most second chance points in the league. Fifth on the list, the Pelicans.
This was a team that was really savvy when it came to getting position under the boards and then getting those offensive putbacks.
And the Celtics with possession here. Back to White. Puts it up from 7. That misses off the backboard. Pelicans trail by 4. Poole the pass to Bay. And Bay throws it down.
And forceful there from Bay, attacking the iron.
That's to Vucevic. Out to White. Vucevic is screen on Poole. Clock at 4. Here's Walsh. Knocks down the 3 ball.
And they don't want to get in a habit of giving him open looks from 3. First quarter still, but not who you want to leave open.
Here's Queen. Now Bay. Poole outside. And he makes that one.
You gotta keep moving when you're inside like that. Poole with the textbook move.
And here's White. He'll bring it up for the Celtics. 3-point lead. Vucevic down low. Defended by Misi. Pass to Shireman. 3-pointer, Pritchard. It's rebounded by New Orleans. Bay with it. Here's Misi. And the shot goes down.
Yeah, and there it is again. On a lot of their possessions this first half, they've established great inside position.
So at the end of 1 quarter of play, still a close game. Boston on top, leading by just 1. The second quarter coming up right after this break, so don't go anywhere. It's been a pretty even game here after 1 quarter of play. And what do you guys think about Boston here in this one?
Well, they used the fast break to generate some easy buckets before the defense could get set.
In this league, it is so hard scoring in the half court, so you have to run every time you get the opportunity.
On the court right now, second quarter for the Pelicans. Fears is out there with Murray. Then it's Yves Misi. Then it's Sadiq Bey. And it's Queen in at the 4 spot. Now here's Tatum. 23 points his last outing. Well, good with the triple. The Pelicans leading. And new leadership for the Pelicans. Blake looking to create a tough, no-excuses mindset.
And at the risk of making excuses, injuries are what held this team back last season. So some of that toughness might be best reflected in their ability to just stay on the court.
No good. That puts him at 2 for 6. The Pelicans shooting extremely well. 62% on the night to this point. On the wing, Murray. Lots of room. Here's Misi. And Misi throws it down.
There it is, guys. One of those effort plays that makes a big difference in the game.
And GA, it is definitely making a difference so far today.
Offensive rebounding is about hustle and determination. Huge putback, making a statement there.
And let's go to the sideline. Here's Allen.
Thanks, Kevin. The Celtics trying to keep that laser focus. Coach Joe Mazzulla said, quote, the closer you are to winning, the easier it is to become distracted by things that you can't control. Things that don't matter. Mindset, discipline, and mental toughness are what separate you. Guys?
Staying dialed in. Hey, Allie, thank you very much for the report. And so James Borrego decides to call timeout. Coach is going to take a few minutes to regroup and go over the strategy. So it's both teams making substitutions here. Pelicans leading by 3. Pass to Fears. Williamson is screen on White. This one for 3. And again, New Orleans has no up. Celtics have gone 1 of 3 to start out the second quarter. Brown the pass to Pritchard. And stolen by Fears. And there's the drive. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
Gritty play by Fears on the drive. The rookie showing some tenacity.
In a moment to look at the scoring approach in terms of where the points are coming from for the Pelicans.
I've really been impressed with how aggressive they've been inside, looking to capitalize from the paint whenever they can.
And I've really liked how they've moved the ball tonight. Because of this selfless approach, they are piling up the assists.
You see a lot of pick and rolls, but you also, Greg, hear about inverted screens. Can you explain to the viewers what that means?
Yeah, that's where your guard actually is the one setting the pick for the bigger player, and having little guys who are willing to put their body on the line. You think of a Steph Curry, a John Stockton, 2 of the best to ever do it. And the shots just continue to say no in terms of falling. Kevin, he is tough to stop when he gets to the rim.
Yeah, Greg, he can get up a few notches higher. Outside, White. Back to Brown. Pass to Pritchard. From downtown, Boston. No good that time either. On offense here are the Pelicans. They've outscored them 10 points to 2 during this run. Green the pass to Murray. New Orleans moving the ball around. New Orleans needs to get off a shot. Queen can't get it to go. Celtics trail by 7. Lots of moments, RJ, shine through in the career of Jason Tatum.
The one that sticks out to me was the moment of relief after they won the finals. The "we did it" quote will live in Celtics infamy, echoing that of the great Kevin Garnett.
Now here's Williamson. Still yet to score. Rebounded by the Celtics. Tatum's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Brown outside. Out to White. Fires from deep. Good. And it's Tatum picking up the assist. Now just a 2-point Pelican lead.
Good work by Tatum, keeping his options open. He knew he had that kick out if he needed.
Murray for 3. And Vucevic pulls it down.
And sometimes on defense, you can just get lucky.
Brown finds Tatum. Now here's White. Right wing. Vucevic setting the pick for Pritchard. And trying for the go-ahead basket. It doesn't go in. For New Orleans, they've gotten a little under 50% of their second quarter shots to find the mark. 4 of 9 all told. Mr. Williamson. Here's Queen. Vucevic defending. And again, no good by New Orleans. And White kicks to Tatum. Vucevic setting the pick for Tatum. There's 53 seconds left in the second quarter. Here's White. He nails it. And we're tied up. White's got 5 points now in the quarter.
Huge hole in the defense that possession. He didn't waste any time cutting through it.
Pass to Queen. Murray against Pritchard. Queen. And that time, also a missed shot. And here's Tatum. He'll bring it up for the Boston Celtics. Their last encounter was in New Orleans, where they were able to handle the Pelicans.
And the last time these two met, they were able to get a big win because of that bench reduction. Second unit might be a factor in this one as well.
Yeah, the reserves added another dimension to their offense, and the opposition had no answers on how to slow them down.
For 3, Murray nailed from three-point land. Murray's got 7. And a close game so far through the first 2 quarters as we reach halftime. The Pelicans lead by 1. Now let's check in with Allie LaForce on the sideline. What do you have for us, Allie?
Thanks, guys. I'm alongside Coach James Borrego. And, Coach, a nice effort so far. What's the key here in the second half, though?
Stay with our defense. That's the key. When we have our opportunities, push the pace. But we got to get stops, push it at them, and keeping a rhythm offensively at our point.
Defense leads to offense. Thanks, Coach.
All right, Allie, thank you for that interview. And we'll be back with more basketball in just a moment.
Thanks for stopping by, y'all. First up on the show tonight, a quick look ahead of some upcoming games on the docket.
You know, for New Orleans, I always prefer to start the season at home. They don't have that luxury, but sometimes the W is even sweeter on the road.
Yeah, they'll try to build up momentum before heading home for the next one.
And as we review this first half for the Celtics, still anybody's game.
They look great on offense. The ball is flying around. Guys are getting open. It's enjoyable to watch.
Especially for those of us who were brought up playing the game this way.
And that's a halftime wrap. Let's get back to the second half with the call by Kevin Harlan and the crew.
And we've got second half action for you. Thus far, a pretty evenly contested game. It's been quite a game for Dejounte Murray.
And even with the defense shading towards him on every trip down, he still finds a way to come up big.
He's just that good. You can plan for him, but he just makes great adjustments on the fly.
New Orleans in the lead. Down on the block, it's Tatum with Tatum. The guard pair, it's White and Brown. And it's Hauser in at the 3 spot. That's the Boston 5. Now here's Murray. Williamson outside. The 3. White with the defensive effort. Boston shooting at 52% from the field. They're clicking. And defensively, man, the Celtics sure switch a lot.
Yeah, that strategy is the norm in the NBA. They have versatile defenders to do it, though, and it's still a big part of how they stifle their opponent's three-point shooting. He's flexing on that finish. These kind of buckets get Brown going.
Murray outside. Inside. And DeAndre Jordan throws it down.
Oh, and he went for the two-hander on the slam, using some muscle.
Some urgency from him there, sure. And he's got his first chance at the line here.
DeAndre Jordan, shooting 1.
Mind the lane. Mind the lane. One side.
Jordan no good on the free throw.
An incredible 6'11" athlete. DeAndre Jordan tries to own the rim on both ends. It's his airspace when he's out there.
Here's Brown. Sweet touch inside from Brown.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Let's go to the sideline and see what Allie LaForce has dug up for us. Allie, take it away.
Thank you, Kevin. Zion Williamson is a force offensively, but now he's applying his physical gifts to the other end of the court. He said, quote, teams were hunting me on defense. Watching the film, I didn't like that. I just started taking a lot more pride in it, working on it so I can hold my own. Kevin?
Locking in. All right, Allie, we appreciate the report. Here's Murray, following the basket by Jared White. And so James Borrego decides to call timeout, looking for a breather and maybe adjusting a thing or two. checked in. And now, courtesy of the 2K leaderboard, here are the teams that led the NBA in blocked shots last year. Fifth on the list, the Celtics.
They were intimidating at the defensive end. Blocking shots, changing shots. You had to fight them for every bucket last year.
And we're just about 2 minutes into the second half now. Williamson left side. Shot clock at 6. Lets the three fly, and Tatum pulls it down. Tatum's got 7 rebounds in the game. You watch Jason Tatum, Richard. He looks comfortable in everything he does.
And even though it's a hard game, he just makes it look so easy. And I think being an NBA champion, that's giving him a little boost in confidence.
Now Tatum following the three-point attempt by Dejounte Murray. Poke loose, and it's out of bounds. Last touch by Jones.
And checking out the numbers for Williamson. He's coming off an excellent season. He averaged about 24 points a game last year, 7 rebounds, and 5 assists. And the phrase stats don't lie absolutely applies here. He's been a monster on the court for this team.
Yeah, they rely on his production night in and night out. There are times when he absolutely carries them. When you've made your first 3 shots of the half, I think it's okay for a heat check.
3 minutes gone now in the third quarter. Great D that time from Tatum.
And not allowing the shooter even an inch of breathing room on that one.
I'm sure they'll think twice about shooting against him next time.
Now here's White. He's got 9. Back to Tatum. Three-pointer. Again, the miss by the Celtics.
And the well is running dry for him right now. Nothing falling.
Yeah, and the risk now is that he gets inside his own head. Time to take deep breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth, and let the game come to you.
Now here's White. Over to the left wing. Here's Tatum. He's covered by Murray. And stolen by Murray. 3-on-3. Here's Williamson. And it's sent back by White.
And gotta like what they've been doing down low in the post.
Brown outside. Boston. No good that time either.
And they had some botched coverage that turned into no coverage.
That gives them the lead.
That's the kind of aggressive and assertive play they need as we get closer and closer to crunch time.
First trip to the free throw line for him tonight.
And you look at his numbers from last year, 89% from the line, so hard to ask for much more than that.
And so James Borrego decides to call timeout. He's going to have a discussion on the sideline. Both teams will make substitutions.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. One shot.
.146 left to play here in the third. Brown outside. Vucevic setting the big for Brown. To the middle. Trying to find Vucevic. Gets it to him. The shot's good. Brown making the play. Vucevic has got the game tied up here for Boston. Out to the wing. Williamson outside. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Williamson's got his first points of the game.
As you expect, Zion getting forceful and dominant inside.
Brown outside. And Brown throws it down.
There is no chance that this game is tied up without his offensive firepower.
Over in the corner, Williamson. There's 45 seconds left in the third quarter of the game. Lays it up off the glass. Williamson's got 4 points this quarter.
Yeah, and quick and shifty there off the bounce. Fluid with that shot motion as well. Williamson continues to impress.
Brown the pass to Vucevic. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot two.
And with the offense getting right to the rim, at least they saved the layup.
It's his first trip to the line.
And I like what he did at the line a season ago. How about 81%?
And he knocks down the first one.
Consistently productive. Vooch can get you 20 and 10 every single night.
And both free throws good for Vucevic.
And it's a luxury to have a great shooter like him at the line. Very rarely see him miss.
Out left to the wing. Now here's Bay from the arc. Offensive rebound. And Misi throws it down.
And when he's on the floor, offensive rebounding is always going to be a strength for him.
Greg, he keeps so many possessions alive, doesn't he?
Yeah, you can feel Coach smiling on the sidelines with every offensive board.
3/4 of play in a close game here. The Pelicans on top. They lead by 2. And do not go away, as we'll be back in just a few moments with the start of our 4th quarter coming up next. And it's time to bring up the State Farm assist of the game.
And the definition of teamwork right there, guys. I mean, what great communication between them, and what a beautiful feed.
Serving it up on a platter, that is a beautiful dish. And 2 teammates on the same page.
And with 3/4 behind us, we start the 4th quarter in what is still anybody's ballgame. Setting the floor now for the Pelicans. They've got Fear. He's out there with Dejounte Murray. Sadiq Bey is out there with Eve Misi. And it's Queen and at the power forward. Now here's Gonzalez. Pass to Vucevic. Over Misi. Vucevic with a smooth. Vucevic has got the first points up on the board here in the 4th for Boston. Here's Queen. Murray finds Bay. And Shireman pulls it down.
See, that miss right there, it's why teams try to avoid the mid-range jumper these days.
They now take the lead. Gonzalez has got his first points of the night.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
Now here's Bay. Fires the 3. And Tatum pulls it down. Tatum's got double-digit rebounds now in the game. Pass to Shireman. Back to Pritchard. And here's Vucevic. "18 feet out. It's rebounded by New Orleans. Looking ahead, they've got the Jazz coming into town for the next game. That game is the first and last of their homestand. In the corner, Murray with it. And too much time in the lane. They get called for the 3-second violation.
You can tolerate gas like that sometimes, but in a close game, man, I tell you what, that really hurts.
Some changes for Boston. Garza's checked in, and Jaylen Brown subbed in for Gonzalez. Zion Williamson's checked in for the Pelicans. Poole comes in for Fears. And so Joe Mazzulla calls for the timeout. He's very aware of the timing here and the significance of getting things squared away with his team. The Pelicans making a switch here. Queen's checked in. Right now, let's take a moment here to catch up with Allie LaForce on the sidelines.
Over the break, I listened in on Joe Mazzulla's huddle. With the game so close, he wanted his team to stay aggressive, saying, don't be a watcher, be an actor. Go out and make something happen on the court. Don't let it come to you.
And as always, Allie, great job. Thank you. And we're around 2 minutes into the 4th quarter here. Fires Fires for three, and there is White, and that's good on the assist from Williams. And the Celtics lead by 5. Mr. Williamson. Now here's Bay. And again, New Orleans has no luck. White up top, guarded by Poole. And here's Brown outside. It's rebounded by New Orleans. Queens got rebound number 8 here tonight in the game. A costly foul there. He'll shoot 3 free throws. And when you look at Jordan Poole's game, GA, what makes him special?
I think it's his creativity and elusiveness. Able to get in his bag, if you will, and play with it and create his shot more or less at will.
3 shots.
And he hits the first of 3.
There's a reason you don't send Poole to the line. He virtually never misses. Led the league in field goal percentage one year.
Here's what Boston's going with right now. Kate is checked in, and Sam Hauser subbed in for Pritchard. Jordan, he's checked in for New Orleans. Trey Murphy comes in for Sadiq Bey. And he nails the third.
No question, Jordan Poole is a true offensive weapon. His next shot never seems far off, and even tough looks can go his way.
Now here's Tatum. That shot is off. Good D by Williamson. For 3, Murray. Rebound by the Celtics. Tatum's got the glass covered here tonight. 11 boards for him. Now Brown. Six to shoot. Jordan pulls it down. And so Poole will bring it up for New Orleans. Williamson, that one is off. Boston leading by 3. Now Brown. White. The 3 is off. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
Outside Murray. Now Jordan. Murray surveying the D. He got it right before the clock ran out.
It seems like Murray is always ready to make the high-effort play whenever his team needs it.
Here's Brown. Oh, wow!
That is powerful.
A huge two-handed slam.
The emergence of Brown as a #1 scoring option has been so much fun to watch. He has earned a lot of trust from his coaching staff.
And so James Borrego decides to call timeout. He's ready to talk things through with them. Herbert Jones, he's checked in for the Pelicans. White against Murray. There's 1:38 left to play here in the 4th. Just 5 to shoot. Jones outside. To tie it up. White pulls it down.
I'm all right with him taking that shot close to the hoop, but really not from long range.
Tatum on the wing. Covered by Williamson. That does not go. Pelicans trail by 3. 56 seconds left in the 4th quarter. Murray against Tatum.
I think Murray knows exactly what he's doing. He's going to go to that defender knowing he's going to get contact.
So the first one drops, and that brings them within 2 here. Good on both.
It's easy to see why his teammates trust him. He's a leader on this team and loves coming up huge in the clutch.
Tatum. Williamson there for the rebound.
Look, the defense was locked in on him there. They know how dangerous he can be, and they guarded him perfectly.
Murray down low. White's there. Williamson outside. Jones outside. And the three misses. And they commit an intentional foul. It's another one of those so they can get into the penalty.
They had to foul on that occasion to stop the clock. That's the enemy in this situation.
And they go to the intentional foul. First free throw is good, and that will put them up by 2. And he hits both free throws here. So now it's a 3-point game.
Those were pressure-packed free throws. And he looked as cool as he could be. So big to give them that 3-point lead.
And so James Borrego decides to call timeout. Coach needs a moment to talk things over. Turning here to our analysts, what factors, guys, come to your mind?
And if you can get a 3, shoot it. Otherwise, get the quick 2 and a foul.
Yeah, time is the enemy at this point, so I think I'd go for the tie and avoid playing the foul game.
To tie it up. The long shot, no good. And they stop the clock as soon as they can with the intentional foul. And no good as the first free throw missing for him. We'll see if he can nail the second. And he ends up making the second, and that gives them a 4-point cushion. And so it's Boston sweeping by with the win. They didn't make it easy on themselves or their fans, but in the end, everyone's satisfied.
I mean, there were some times that momentum shifted, and especially early on, but let's give this group a lot of credit for that stick-to-itiveness in terms of finishing out and executing that game plan.
So now, let's send it over to the sideline where Allie LaForce is standing by with our player of the game.
Jason, congrats on the win. How do you prepare yourself to carry such a big scoring load for this team?
Just a lot of hard work. You know, my teammates trust me and vice versa. So, you know, we do a good job whoever's hot, getting them the ball, and just making the right play, whatever it is.
That's what's great about this team. It could be anybody's night. Thanks, Jason.
Terrific, Allie. Thanks. And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. With Richard Jefferson and Greg Anthony, and along with Allie LaForce on the sideline, I'm Kevin Harlan. Thank you for watching tonight's NBA coverage. See you next time.